She's a celebrated designer known for her timeless silk creations. But behind the elegance is a powerful story of love, loss, and purpose.
Today, she's using her voice and her heart to help others find hope. Please welcome mental health advocate and founder of the Natasha Goulbourn Foundation, no other than Miss Jeannie Goulbourn.
Thank
Yay!
you.
Thank you for
Thanks
saying.
for coming.
So just so everyone knows, it's been what, 5 years since she's done a TV interview. So thank you so
Thank you
much
for saying yes to us,
the Daily
especially
Dish.
for the
I did
Salvador.
one for Lucci, but she's so special.
That means we're special.
We're also
too.
special.
No, I looked at you and I suddenly wanted to be a fashion designer again.
Oh, I
not
love
just an
it.
advocate.
You
Yes,
have to.
please dress us up. She told us not to call her tita, but instead we have to call her Sexy Nana. So
We'll
if
use
we
that
say
again.
that, thank you so much, Sexy Nana. I will appreciate you designing for us.
I guess it's best to start off, of course, with what you're also known best, Sexy Nana. Miss Jeannie, how was your work in fashion shape, your creativity, your discipline, or even your life purpose?
Yes, that's a very interesting question. I'll try to answer it in a capsule. I was raised to really be a fashion designer by Slims. So I thought maybe I should. But then as I was growing up, I was very attracted to movies. So I wanted to be a movie script writer.
Oh, wow.
That's the whole truth. And then my dad said, no, how can you be a movie script writer? You might have 2 million stories, but there are other 2 million people wanting to have their script shown in Hollywood. Then I decided, okay, I'll just take up psychology, continue with it, and take up investigative journalism.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
So those are the two that I took up.
But what stories did you want to create? You said you wanted to write scripts for
Oh
movies.
yes, I wanted everything that had to do with the psychology of human beings, how they become like a murderer or a killer, and what is behind that
What motivates
persona,
them,
what
right.
motivates them to do that. And then one day I just realized, wow, I don't think I'm gonna make it in Hollywood or Broadway. So yes, I'll be a designer.
Actually, Sexy Nana, you could make it as a movie star, not as a writer.
Or do both, do
Yeah,
both.
you literally belong in front of the camera, especially with your outfit
Well, we
now.
do hope that you get to write your scripts also
Yeah.
one day. But you're also not just known for designing, right? And now we know that also soon to be a writer as well, and an
Yeah, she
actress.
fulfilled
yeah.
her dreams of writing.
But
in a different
nowadays, Miss Jeannie is also very much known for being a mental health advocate. And you put up a very special foundation. Could you give us a background on what took place and what made you actually be so passionate about this subject?
Well, I grew up thinking that to create your life, there should always be 3 options. So right after I lost my daughter, again, it's the same principle I use in design, always 3 options. What is your goal? And my goal was I looked at all the young people and I said, as I entered your office, they're good-looking young people. And I just said, oh my God, these are the calls that we're getting from Hopeline. And I look at each face and each one is precious. Each one is unique. No 2 thumbprints are the same. So I said to myself as I entered the room, God, you gave me the right yes for this interview. I look at all the young people around me, and these are the people that need sometimes the support from
Right.
Hopeline. So it came by accident, how I formed the foundation, purely by accident. Right after that happened, I went to a dinner, and at that dinner, there was a gentleman with very flirty eyes, looked at me, and I love flirty men, looked at me.
I like how you remember his
And,
very flirty eyes.
Oh, I miss him badly. Dr. Ricardo Soler.
Aww, I can remember.
And then he passed on just 2 years ago. And he looked at me and he said, I know who you are. And I thought, oh. And with that flirty eyes, he separated my husband and me. My husband at another table, me in front of him. He says, was a psychiatrist. May I help you? You should set up a foundation. I mean, hearing it from a total stranger at that point, I said, a foundation? No, I can't do it. But anyway, with him and Hani Karandang, and Dr. Hani Karandang and Dr. Wonderful man, Corny Banaag, we set up the foundation.
That's amazing, sexy Nana. So I was gonna call you Tita Jeannie, but you're gonna hit me in live television. I want to talk about the stigma of mental health here in the Philippines, because now it's more accepted versus as before when you started your foundation. What year was that?
That was 2 years after Natasha's passing away, 2004.
2004, and
Yes.
it wasn't talked about mental health
Yes.
back in the day. How do you
Yes.
think the landscape has changed
Well,
before to now?
It has changed a lot, and I think the COVID had something to do with it. People were open to talk that they were depressed. Both. Our oldest caller in Hopeline was 92.
Oh, wow.
The youngest was 9 years old. And it was amazing. I had, at that point of time, 22 responders. And we were filled up with 4,300 calls a month.
Wow.
So we really needed your foundation
month.
to talk about
A month.
what's happening.
And at that time, a few hospitals started their own, like National Center of Mental Health. But with that 4,000 plus calls, it was like an overtime. I had to rent an apartment for them. I realized then something terrible has happened, but also a new door had opened. So people were talking about, I got depressed. But you know, the word mental in the Filipino culture is very scary.
Right.
When you say mental ka,
Sira ulo.
Sira ulo.
Yes.
You know.
Maybe for our viewers, I just want to remind them, just give a little heads up that some of the topics that we are bringing up right now may seem to be a little bit more sensitive, but now more than ever, we
Yes.
really do need to talk about it.
Yes.
So, Tita Jeannie, when all of this happened to you and you put up your foundation, what was it that we lacked as a nation in terms of understanding this? Is it something right to call it as a disease, treat it like any other disease
yes,
as well?
it's like an illness, a disease
Yes.
that can be treated,
Okay.
that can be prevented. So when that happened, when I formed it, did you know people avoided me in dinner parties and
How come?
cocktail? They didn't know what to say to me after the tragedy. I was also in the middle of so much speculation. It was so painful. I decided I'll cut ties from a lot of social gathering, which I did. And I asked my husband if I could. I was too much in pain. At the time, it was just too painful because I was still in a state of shock, denial. I would text on the phone, addressing it to Natasha, and pretending she was in Africa, a missionary, or pretending that she was taking doctorate degree on psychology out in New York. I couldn't accept it. But anyway, with the foundation, slowly, the one that I got a lot of help from was Stanford Hospital. They sent 5 doctors for 3 years to open up about the stigma. And with Dr. Hani Karandang, Dr. Cornelio Banaag at the back, and then moving out in front after all the lectures of the guests from the States. That was a gift from a very kind American couple who was with Northwest Airlines.
Actually, Charles, she brought up a really good point. When somebody passes away or somebody is grieving, you mentioned that people were avoiding you at
Yes.
dinners. You had to cut some
was a
people
Yes.
off.
stigma.
There's a stigma.
Yes.
So for, I guess now, in this time of day, and for our viewers as well, when somebody's going through something tough, for example, grieving, when they lose somebody, how should we act around them?
Well, just the worst is that when somebody told me, well, she's in a better place. Can you imagine?
So that's a big no-no.
I just want to put things into
Painful.
context so that people understand, When we do say grieving, we're talking about people, who, and I have lost loved ones and people
Right.
that I care about who have taken their own lives. And this is where it gets tricky and there's
Yes.
stigma because you don't know how to answer
Right.
and to really talk about it. So going
And
back
how
to
to act
Monique's,
around them,
going
right.
back to Monique's question.
It was painful. She's in a better place.
yeah.
What's a better place? I mean,
Yeah.
I believe in God. So this is where faith comes in. Really, it's not the human beings that I'm surrounded with, but my family was just there. Never asked a question, just said she loved all of us. So when I slowly investigated, there was a conflict in the medication, really a conflict. And then, believe it or not, God is so good. First, I asked, do you exist? Where are you? Give me 5 dolphins, she's in purgatory, 3 dolphins, she's in hell, and if it's 10, she's with you in heaven. So as a 3-year-old little girl, I was taught to talk to God like He's my father, my best friend. So in that context, I talked to Him. If you're there, if you're no longer there, I'll change religion. Maybe I'll take up Buddhism. So this is what happened. 128 dolphins came out in Puerto Galera.
Tita Jeannie, you're talking about religion already, and earlier on we were by the dressing room, and I just want to use this as a platform so that
Yes.
people could be educated as well. That, you know, when it comes to mental health, people often say na, pag di ka kasi nagdadasal, di ba? What's the right approach
Oh my
to
gosh.
this? Yeah.
Somebody,
Or magdasal ka na lang.
somebody answered the phone call. I won't say which
Yes, yes.
response,
Yeah.
a helpline. It was terrible. They called us up and they said, somebody said, Katoliko ka ba? Nagdadasal ka ba? Huwag kang magpakamatay, pupunta ka ng impyerno.
Oh, wow.
Wow, I was so shocked to get that call. I mean, me and the responder who got that call, we were really shocked.
That's so important to know. That actually shows that there's a gap between
Right.
us knowing how to handle
Yes.
these situations.
Yeah, so how do we handle situations when we know somebody needs help, but they don't want our help? I know a few people who are going through phases in their life that they're struggling, but they don't want our help. So how can I be
It's
there
a
for them?
conversational skill that we teach in Superheroes and we teach here. Here, actually,
What is
I
it that
just
we have
brought the
here?
book. It's for teachers to understand and how to talk to the students and even to the parents.
So you think we should teach mental stigma and mental health at an early age?
Actually, this book, that's why I had to bring this book. Because after 5 years, I've achieved a 5-year zero suicide in Bicol University and at almost 3 years in Iloilo.
Oh wow.
So you are actually integrating this into our educational system.
Yes, this was requested by Brother Armin Luistro. And this was a product of the idea that came across on my birthday. I had 22 doctors at a birthday gathering, which I used to get their help and to pull them in. So Dr. Cornelio Banaan said, Jean, how about coming up with the books? Because he was listening to Brother Armin in that birthday lunch I had. Brother Armin said, the teachers have to know what to do. They're panicking.
Yeah.
And he said, I just attended 7 funerals in 2 months.
And these are students. These are kids.
Of DepEd. Ed. So when we did this, it was like a commissioned work. But I didn't have a budget. Here we go about the budget. It's like the flood control budget.
Well, but also good news to our viewers. So we have a Tagalog version, and
And an
she came
English
out with an
version too.
English
Now it's an
version
English
just
version.
recently.
So
And the English version is so beautiful. It's updated. We had about 20% new pages, which new challenges have come up after the COVID. It's work from home, not going to an office. Some companies now cut down their budget and allow their people to work from home.
So it's like saying we're losing the sense of community, of seeing people face to face, so on and so
Yes.
forth. Tita Jeannie, thank you for
Yes.
this.
So now it's in English. And guess what? I'm so excited.
I can't wait for the English one.
Last April for Easter, the Iloilo group, who has reported almost 3 years of no suicide, Pasig City, the teachers all came together to make the lesson plan.
Aww,
So
that's
if we
sweet.
do this book and we're having a meeting with other organizations such as SEAP, so I don't think they'll mind me saying it because it's so meaningful to me that I'll be meeting the SEAP group and another group they're Catholics, and they now realize that spirituality is so important, but the skills, the method, and how to help is another level. It has nothing
agree.
to do about your spirituality.
Tita Jeannie, you mentioned help, and I think it's very important to share also to our viewers, especially in light of recent happenings, you know, how to handle certain situations and conversations. Because oftentimes people seem to think na better not to talk about it, iwasan na lang. Maybe that's a stigma that
I
took
think
place
that's
before.
a cultural barrier that
What
we
are the
also
right
have here in the
words, the right
Philippines.
terms? What are these things that we're supposed to be using
it's
right
just
now?
say, I may not understand what you're feeling. I may not understand, but don't worry about it. Just tell me everything you're feeling. A lot of it is guilt right after it happens. The guilt is very strong among all the people who are surrounding the completed suicide. Even the word suicide is very difficult to accept.
Right.
So in Korea, they use the word self-ending life. And
Online right now, the word is unaliving.
Yeah, unaliving.
self-ending life. And then I tried to use it, but I was corrected by a psychiatrist. The word suicide is the one that's known that you ended your life. If you use the word self-ending life, you are yourself ashamed, and you put back the shame of that word. So I said, well, it's a bit gentler for the people surrounding right after a tragedy occurs. So that is very important. What to say, how to just be there and be quiet.
Yeah, these
Just
are
be
definitely
there.
skills that we have to learn, and we really appreciate
And no
you.
judgment.
Exactly, no judgment zone always. But thank you so much for
Yes.
coming. Before we let you go,
Yes.
for our viewers who are wanting help, and especially for your hotline, and who want to talk to you more about your advocacy,
I
where
wish the
can they-
corporations could accept that we are saving lives and preventing. But do you know, a lot of big companies have said no to a sponsorship. They'd rather sponsor management seminars and webinars instead of this. But I would like to say thank you for having me, but I have a lot of nice people who have helped me, and one of them is Rotary Club.
Thank
Of
you also
Makati.
for everything that you do, Tita Jeannie.
Yeah, thank
Maybe you could use
you.
this time right now to actually allow people to find ways how to contact you, how to reach out to you, or most
your hope
importantly,
line.
your hope line, which is
Your
very important.
eyes speak of sincerity, because I'm so scared. I wake up in the morning with anxiety sometimes. I feel that I haven't done enough. But if I have the funds, I can do so much. And let's set up an ashram type, where it's like a resort, where those who are suffering can just spend a month there,
That would be amazing. We would love
have
to do
massages,
that.
spa, and love the creation of our Lord,
Yeah.
the body, and go back to having faith.
Yeah, you're a superhero, Sexy Nana. We really appreciate you coming
Thank you
here.
for all that you
Thank you
do.
for all your
Thank you.
encouragement. But that was Jeannie, guys. Thank you so much for your story and for
Thank
sharing
you.
your heart with
Thank you.
us. You remind
Thank
us
you,
that
team.
healing begins with honest
Thank you for
conversations,
this.
and we
Thank
learned
you.
skills today that we
Thank you.
never had. So,
Thank
guys,
you.
if you or someone you know needs someone to talk to, remember that help is available through Hopeline and other mental health support channels.